TenToez family, how y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Tony, and you're watching TentoezTV. Yo, the world is becoming a strange place more and more every day. And today we got a wrap on some crazy videos, let me tell you. And this is a crazy side of TikTok that the algorithm tries to push it, to the side, and they don't want you guys to see these videos. So, yo, it's a deep dive, and without further ado, let's get into it. But TenToez family, thank you very much for the subscriptions, and thank you guys for the views. I appreciate you guys all, and it wouldn't be possible without y'all. So, you know, give a shout out to yourselves, and I appreciate you very, very much. Let's get to it.
Kanye has officially went crazy, y'all. This man got an unaliving wish, if you know what I'm talking about. Did y'all just see what he said about Jay-Z and Beyonce kids? The twins? Yo man is wildin', y'all.
Drop my mic.
This man wrote, has anybody seen Beyonce and Jay-Z twins? They are our words. Literally. That's what this man just said. Then he goes, this is why artificial insemination is a blessing. He said having R-word kids is a choice. Y'all see what it say right here. I'm telling y'all, something is wrong with his Abdullah oblongata. They really did something to clone your brain, y'all. It is not right. This man is wildin'. Like, you didn't have to bring the kids into it. That's where the line crossed. That's wild, bro. They only kids. You could go at Jay-Z and Beyonce, but leave the kids alone. He going at everybody neck. He said F everybody. Maybe y'all, he hella mad because he might have to lose $500 million if that divorce is finalized. I need y'all to drop y'all thoughts down below in the comments on what the hell is going on with Kanye. What is his motive here? I really need to know.
Yo, I'm gonna pause it right there. Shout out Zay React. So what does that even mean though, guys? R word? What does that even mean? I mean, because there's a lot of words that start with R's. And there's a lot of words that start with R's that can get somebody canceled. So, yeah, whatever you think that means, drop it down in the comments. What is Kanye saying about Jay-Z's kids?
Dog, I believe we stuck in time, bro. Check this out, right? So we live in a country where we trendsetters, right? We've been setting trends since like the 1940s, 1950s, right?
Facts.
Think about it. Look at the 1950s. Look at the 1960s. Look at the 1970s.
That one looks more normal.
Look at the 1980s.
That's just crazy.
The 1990s.
All right, that's when style started.
After the 90s, bro, everything stopped. The world is like stuck in like a time loop or something like that. It's like from the year 2000 on, everything just, how can I say, recycled.
Yeah.
We got stuff from the 50s. We got.
Let me
stuff
pause
from
it
the
right
60s.
there. Yo, so that's kind of true what he's saying. Like, if you notice, okay, so we're in 2025. Tell me why the ideas and the imagination with style is dying. If you realize and you look at everybody who's dressing, they're wearing baggy clothes and jerseys and like, okay, that's kind of subjective, but what I'm trying to say is they're all dressing like the early 90s to like the late 90s, early 2000s. If you notice, everybody's dressing like that again. Like, I don't know if everybody's trying to savor the moment of, when life was good, but it's crazy. It's like we're going forward in technology, but with our fashion, we're going backwards. Unless you're like in California or somewhere that has high fashion, you be seeing they looking like Pyramid Head out here. Let me tell you, wild. But yeah, he has a point though. Let's get to it.
The 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. And remember, in the year 1999, they said, remember about Y2K and all that, and how the world was going to end? What if they didn't mean that in a physical sense? What if they meant it more metaphorical? You know what I'm saying? everything we say, everything we do, you know, even the movies, it's like, you know, they created movies from back in the day. It could just be me, man, but if anybody else out there think about this, bro, let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. I know could be, but like I said, let me know how y'all feel about this topic.
Yo, yeah, that's crazy. That's a reach, but
Guys,
that
proof of
seems
the
true.
dome. Proof of the dome in beautiful Arizona. Look, do you see the rainbow right there? Look, see the rainbow right there? Look, it's a perfect rainbow. Oh my gosh, it's a perfect rainbow proving the dome. Look at that. What the tell me how that makes sense. Can you see it? I don't even know if you can see it. Because it's kind of, and then over here, it's like, yo, that's crazy. Dude, that literally proves there's a dome. I don't mean to sound facetious either. That's the proof of the dome right there. Tell me how that makes sense in your little globe universe. Whoa.
Yo, shout out Kenny Matrix. Let me pause it right there. Yo, so I also live in Arizona, right? And he's not wrong. So this is a far reach. So I myself, I don't think the earth is flat, you know? But so when it comes to atmosphere and it comes to like our layers of our, our atmospheric layers, I believe maybe the firmament is something, not a dome or a glass or something like that, but maybe it has to do with the air pressures or the pressure in the atmospheres or, what's keeping everything in the earth. Because obviously there's a barrier. If you look from space, there's that blue hue right over Earth. That's that barrier. That's that layer before we get to space. So who even knows? Honestly, this is just speculative theory, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. So I don't even really know. But I also live in Arizona, and I also see that a lot. Like, and I'll put it on my TikTok, right? A video that was like, "Oh, what is this in the sky?" And someone's like, "You never heard about reflection?" What do you mean refraction and reflection? Reflection off of what? It's the sky and the sun. What do you mean reflection? I understand if it's like the sun's rays penetrating the earth, and so that's what creates the UV, the UV lights. And so, maybe it's a reach, maybe all I'm seeing is the UV lights, but it looks like there's something that's reflecting off of it, it's crazy because it's a contradictory, but it's like a glass, but it's not a glass. But let's get to it.
Do you guys remember how the Supreme Court gave Donald Trump full immunity for presidential or acts within the scope of his job? Which is pretty much everything. That decision was handed down by Chief Justice John Roberts, who is a staunch Republican, an old school Republican, if you will. Well, today he made another decision, and that decision was to release a letter rebuking the President of the United States for not following to the T the orders of a judge. Today, in a Truth Social post, Donald Trump called for the impeachment of the judge that attempted to halt his deportation efforts. Since his deportation efforts were unconstitutional, the judge had decided, hey, you need to put a pause on this until we can determine the constitutionality of exactly what you're doing because it's pretty sus. Donald Trump said no and did it anyway. And then when the judge went through the ruling today and asked a ton of questions, when did the plane take off? When did the plane land? Who exactly was on the plane? So he could understand if he needs to hold the President of the United States in contempt. Donald Trump then posted on Truth Social saying this judge is corrupt, that needs to be impeached, and yada, yada, yada. Which prompted Chief Justice Roberts' response. Even the Supreme Court is in an FAFO. Even the Supreme Court didn't believe when we told them this would happen. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty positive about this. This is a huge win. I mean, it's just a bad win for the country, but a huge win for the country, if you get my point. The fact that our highest judiciary is waking up to the fact that Donald Trump is not who they thought he was is huge. And you got to remember, a lot of the stuff he's doing is going to end up in their court, in front of them, and he's pissing them off. This is a huge win. Anyway, my name is Kyle Gauck. I'm running for Congress, 2nd District of Connecticut. If you're not following already, please follow along. If you want to know more about my platform and what I'm like, please visit my website, kylegauk.com, or you can search Kyle Gauk on any major platform and you'll find me. And if you feel so inclined, please DM me your email address, your phone number, and your name and state, and I will add you to the mailing list. First mailing list email went out today. Super excited about that. Yeah, and any other way you want to get in touch, feel free to DM me or shoot me an email. Okay, if you made it this far, thank you very much. I love you, and we'll talk soon.
Yo, yeah, shout out Kyle for
Can
Congress. That's kind of
someone
crazy if you ask
please
me.
explain to me why did I think that all of Africa looked like this?
What is the poorest country in the world?
Africa.
What is the poorest country in the world?
Africa.
But bro, someone just sent me a video.
Okay, let me pause it
the
right
si-
there. Yo. Okay, I'm sorry. Do y'all not know your geography? This is ridiculous. The first question, what is the poorest country in the world? And two people said Africa. That's ridiculous. That's a continent. I think, if I'm not wrong, Africa consists of 52 countries inside of it. Africa is a continent, everybody. It's not a country itself. Africa is the whole continent. In South Africa, I think there's North Africa or South Africa and Africa. That's all. But there's 52 countries within Africa. I believe so. There could be more, that's only the ones that I think are on our based map. But there could be more. But yeah, it's not a country, guys. Africa's a continent. Got to get that right. Let's get to it.
Side of Africa that the media won't show you? Bro, let me just show you what Africa actually looks like.
Let me pause it right there. Yo, you see this? You see this right here? This is crazy work, guys. I also thought they were just a bunch of dirt huts, and you know what? That's very, very, very ignorant of me. I thought they were very, very, like third world. And look, yo, Ethiopia, I did not think Ethiopia was like that. That's crazy. Yeah, don't get me wrong, guys. The U.S. might be very, very military advanced, but infrastructure-wise, we're very much lacking. We're lacking pretty hard, guys. That's beautiful. Look at that. Let's get to it. Kenya. You know what Angola is?
Since when does Africa look like this, bro? There is no way that is actually real.
Yo, shout out, yo, it's Ram, because what's crazy about this, guys, if you look on his page, which, the name is right here, he does videos like this all the time. Yo, they told me that this was a beaten down shack third world country looking area, or, continent, or what have you, and then he goes into it and it's a beautiful place. So just really think about what the media is showing you and what they're really trying to, why are they suppressing it? Why are they trying to keep us in? Are they trying to have us, from realizing that the grass is really greener on the other side, you know, or wherever you water it. But in the United States, it's one big old military base. That's all it is. Crazy work. Let's get to it. Walmart drone delivery of Dr. Pepper.
That's nuts. Walmart drone delivery.
Imagine they're delivering that Dr. Pepper, right? But they're also surveillancing the whole area. That's just a theory, entertainment purposes only, YouTube, not real. That's a waste of resources. One Dr. Pepper. They know what they're doing.
That's way up there. What'd you
Did it
buy?
come out of that other plane?
Dr. Pepper?
A plane came out of a plane? Or how does that
Wow.
even work? Does that have a suspension cable or?
That's crazy.
So this just in, Vladimir Putin humiliated Donald Trump this morning. Trump and Putin had a phone meeting scheduled, and Putin made him wait for him for at least an hour before taking his call. Putin instead was attending a conference with a bunch of Russian oligarchs instead of getting on the phone with Trump at the scheduled time in the call, and he even openly mocked Trump at the event. Putin was asked on stage about the call and if he was going to be late for it, and Putin waved off the question and said not to listen to his spokesman, and the audience could even be seen laughing at Trump. Here's a rough translation from the conference. Check this out, and remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify.
Now, according to Dmitry Sergeyevich Peskov, your conversation with Donald Trump is supposed to happen before 6 o'clock. I don't know how accurate that is. Well, I don't know. Now we need to see what Trump's response is to this statement. Maybe he likes interviews. Let's do it. Maybe he will find out that we have a discussion.
Let me pause it right there, guys. Okay, Midas Touch. I've been watching and keeping up with your channel for a while, right? And y'all are on a real stretch here. How are you gonna manipulate that video? That video doesn't even correlate with what he's saying. Like, if you realize y'all put that in the wrong direction. You can't just put a video of, them having a conversation or an interview or so have you like that, but then not even get the lip syncing right on the video. Come on, guys. That's one thing about y'all, you know what I mean? Like, y'all trying to make, don't get me wrong, I'm very, very biased, but you guys trying to make people look bad and you guys can't even get the video right. You know what I mean? So, get your shit together and maybe people might believe it even more. But let's get to it.
Now, this is scary. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there's a theory. Well, it's more like a religious theory. I saw this TikTok, and he was a preacher, right? He was saying, what if God is actually water? Look, watch this.
What if water is God?
Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born.
Crazy, right? But wait, that's not it. You know how we say God is everything, right? In this sense, like everything around us is what? It's water. There's water in the air that we can't see. There's water inside you. There's water inside me. There's water in every single thing that lives. Now, when there's a lack of water, if you look at a desert, if you look at a wasteland, right, what is there usually? Death. Death because of lack of water. And it's very hot, like hell. And now check this out. In the Bible, when Jesus said he was tempted by the devil, where was he? In the desert. He was looking for water.
Yo, shout out Rogan's Club. Let me pause it right there. Yo, so that is actually stretch in a reach, but that's actually very crazy because water is everything, really. But okay, so the Rogan's Club, they actually got some good theories and good facts, don't get me wrong. Or, you can look up some of these I guess some of them wouldn't really be theories because they're actually factual, but some of them are theories and, it's a reach, but they do make sense. But for the Rogan's Club right there, they're all AI Rogan videos, so it's not actually Joe Rogan saying it. It's just they try to manipulate a clip of Rogan and then put AI Rogan's voice, so that's what that is. But, they have actually good videos, but the whole Rogan talking about it, that part's not real. But yeah, let's get to it.
Riddle me this. How is it that the price of chicken eggs gone up quadruple, 5 times the price it used to be? You could
Very
get
true.
a dozen of eggs for $1, and now, what is it, $10? But how is it that the price of chicken didn't go up 5 times the amount? The price of chicken still is $7, $8 a pound. Why is it not $20, $30 a pound? If it's so rare. Like, if they're having to kill that many chickens, is it really meat we're getting? Is it really eggs we're getting? Proof we live in a simulation. Part 8. How do I know that my blue is your blue? Like in kindergarten, we were taught our colors, but how do I know that my blue is not your red? You know what I'm saying? Your green could be my blue. We don't know. There's actually a study done on this. There's a tribe in India that barely ever sees civilization, right? But they live on the ocean. They don't have the color blue in their vocabulary. So when they showed them colors of like blues and greens, they considered blues a green color. So how do I know your blue is my blue? Why is it that we never see restaurants or like even mail places, hospitals, anything? Why do we don't ever see them shut down, right? But they're always hiring people. And when doesn't matter what job you get, you always feel like you're working 2 and 3 people's worth of jobs because you're running on a skeleton crew. So how is it that no restaurant ever shuts down because they don't have a cook in the back, because they don't have somebody to run the register? Like, how is that a thing? Is adoption really just...
Let me pause it right there. This lady doesn't make sense, but yo, when you're running a business off a skeleton crew, of course you're gonna have more money. Of course the business is gonna stay open because you have less people you gotta pay. And of course, you got one person that's working 3 jobs. That's what someone that's cross-trained is. That's just what it is sometimes. Like, okay, my job, right? I work in the food industry, and sometimes it's only me and my boy France working. Sometimes it's only us working and we're running that whole store, registers, ovens, fryers and all. And we can literally do multiple people's jobs just being us one person. So that's what a lot of companies do. They build their employees to be very, very strong. So they're cross-trained. They can run multiple things, so it can eliminate having to hire 5 people. So then, hence, the company's making more money for less labor because you only got 2 people there, 3 people there. So that's where that is with that. But with the whole blue-green thing, I guess that's very biased because I can get 5 people in the room right now and be like, "Hey, what's that color?" And they're all gonna tell me it's blue, unless maybe someone has like a color blind or like, has a problem with their eye, so on and so forth. So I'm just gonna debunk a couple of those things right there. But yeah, so if there's a remote tribe that doesn't know civilization really, and they might have some color off, they might. But let's get to it.
buying kids? Like, just buying and selling kids? Is that what adoption really is? And they just give it a fancy name? In court? How is cannibalism not okay, but then, like, if you give it a fancy name, like a delicacy or communion, then all of a sudden, it's okay. Check out my playlist of how we know we're in a simulation for a fact down here. Let me know your proof of the simulation down below, and follow for more as long as you can.
You know how people say life doesn't feel real
That was
ever
crazy.
since 2020?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's because it isn't. For the decades leading up to 2020, there was something going on that the general public never could have expected. Certain aspects of our technology weren't only just providing services for us, they were planning a dramatic shift of consciousness. Google Earth, for the last 25 years, has been creating a completely digitized, 3-dimensional blueprint of the entire planet, a perfect database of 3D tracked images of what our external world looks like. While all of our devices that were inside the home, riddled with cameras, have been slowly building back-end digitized replicas of what our households look and feel like. Silently, this siphoned visual information was being harnessed to build a massive digitized replica of our world inside and out, a kind of complex virtual reality that perfectly mimics the real one. Our digital footprints were used to create hyper-realistic digital avatars in this world that look and feel just like us. This virtual reality was being...
Yo, let me pause it right there. That's crazy. Okay, so this is a theory, and YouTube, this is only for entertainment purposes only. But okay, so imagine, right? So the whole advanced civilization from back then, or ones that they used to talk about, our ancestors, this and that and the third, dot dot dot. So obviously there might have been a high advanced civilization, maybe not in the way that we are right now in our technology, but maybe they manipulated magnetic fields, or they manipulated gravity, or so have you, in a certain way. But so this is my theory. This is only a theory, speculative theory. So this is not real. This is only far-fetched. So imagine, right? We're on this earth right now. And we're the working class, we're in the rat race, we're basically the ones that provide all the resources. But I believe because the ISS is basically the halfway point before you get to, the outer orbit. And so and technically the moon is in outer orbit. The moon is still within our orbit, right? So my speculative theory is that we do all the resource gathering, whatever, down here for the elites, which are already building a space station or like some kind of Habitat for Humanity on the moon already. So it would be Earth, the ISS would be like its gas station, whatever the hell it may be, and then boom, you have the moon, and they're building their base there to already try to further out and plan to push for other planets. And they already been doing that. That's only my theory. That's just not real or anything like that, but that's only like what I think. But let's get to it.
So we're back for episode 2 of We're Living in a Simulation. You know what else tells me that we're living in a simulation? These big ass expensive car washes. You're telling me that for $5 you're gonna use 100 gallons of water, and there's no one here except for me. I did pay my $5. There's a guy they're paying to fix their shit for $5. How many gallons of water are we using? Their electricity is on 24/7. I guess it shuts off at night. But what is this? It's like a $3 to $5 million building. Their water bill is probably more than my mortgage. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It's not real. It's not real.
Shout out Dusty. Yo, I had to pause it right there again, yo. So the thing about car washes, I used to work at one, right? Car washes, they use the recycled water, which is like, the water washes the car, it goes through a filtration system, they use the same water to wash it again, this and that and the third. And there's chemicals in the water, so it cleans the water, because it's soapy water. And then also, so you have people like me, right? I pay $20 a month for a car wash subscription, right? I get to have 2 car washes for free daily, but my limit's 2. But sometimes I don't even wash my car for like fucking 3 weeks. So you got to remember, you got people like us that just pay for subscriptions that hardly wash our cars. That, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that pay for subscriptions at car wash, let alone you got people that are paying for the single washes, which are $5 to $10. So they're affording to keep their bills paid. They probably even have their bills paid in advance, if anything. And then they also have amenities that are free. The only thing that's not free is the machine to run it, like the air machine or, stuff like that. So that's kind of how that works. So it's not really a simulation when it comes to car washes. I just think the world's becoming more busy because we have less time on our hands because we're all working more for a less of a future outcome, if that makes sense. We're all working more for less. So we don't have time to just be out here, doing all this. Because I go to the car wash sometimes and it's also dead. But then I also go sometimes and everybody in the damn grandma's there. Let's get to it.
Truth in plain sight.
Okay, switch out the president for the leaders of the free world. No big dealio, just keep it realio.
Relax, Brett, we'll be fine. Unless the robot malfunctions, exposing our agency to the world and toppling the shadow government.
AI.
You can do this, Brett. Picture your mental health with a Kodak. Oh God, what does mental health look like?
Please pass as human. Please pass as human. Oh God, here it goes.
Good evening, Sultan. How are the wives and kids?
They were a very generous gift. Thank you, Mr. President.
I don't even know what the
Wait,
heck. Yo,
so
that was
you're
a
saying
reach right
humans are
there.
just lab rats? That something or someone is keeping us in check?
I mean, hell yeah, think about it. Every time we get too close to a major breakthrough, something happens. Let's start with the Great Library of Alexandria.
Right, the library that had knowledge from...
You know what? Very true. Let me pause it right there. Very, very true, guys. When we're on a very, very verge, when we're on a verge of a very big breakthrough, something big happens, like some kind of little reset. It's like if they're keeping us in the same position, running in circles, chasing our own tail. You tell me that's normal. Let's get to it.
across the ancient world burned down?
Exactly, but do you really think it
Burned.
was just an accident? That place had texts on medicine, engineering, even possible blueprints for machines we only rediscovered centuries later. If that knowledge survived, we could have had the Industrial Revolution thousands of years earlier.
So you think someone erased it? Why?
Because
Exactly. I paused it right there. My bad. I'm pausing it so much. There's just so much good points. Exactly. We're not we're not inventing anything, guys. We're rediscovering everything. I mean, that's okay, that's a lie because we are inventing things. Don't get me wrong. As a species, we are inventing things, even in this level of, the 21st century. But what I'm talking about is a lot of the things that brought us to these new innovations were rediscovered. A lot of them. Let's get to it.
Progressed too fast. Look at the Maya. They had advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, even concepts of zero before most civilizations. Then they just vanished. Their cities left abandoned overnight. Or take Nikola Tesla. He was working on wireless energy that could make electricity free for everyone. But his funding, cut. His lab mysteriously burned down. We're in a giant lab watched from above for entertainment purpose only.
Yep, for entertainment purposes only. TenToez family. That's the end of the video. And what do you guys believe? Do you guys believe that we're in a simulation? Do you guys believe any of this is real? Do you guys believe we're stuck in some kind of loop? What is your guys' theory on time? Leave it all down in the comments. I want to know, and I'm sure everybody else wants to know too. Also, how are y'all doing today and what are y'all smoking on today? Me, shit, I just got some regular little disty, I got in my little bear battery, but it's called I think pineapple mimosas, a little hybrid. But yeah, so leave down in the comments what you guys feel, and thank you TenToez family for the subscriptions. Just want to appreciate all y'all, and yo, if you don't, oh dang it. Sometimes I mess up because this is a one takes, but subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed already, thank you for watching it this far, and thank you TenToez Collective. On to the next one.